number plate.
And the doors.
Anyway, Matty B's back behind the wheel. Tate Dawson out of Corrigan, young Indigenous fellow out of Corrigan in the navigator's seat. He did drive the car for the second section, but they had a brake issue at Lake Perkalilly, and they've made some repairs, and Matt's behind the wheel.
I will say it's been a job well done for the guys, and a job well done to Tate too. You know, his first attempt, despite the problems, he gave it absolutely everything.
They're tenacious, there's no doubt about it, and no doubt John Beer will be telling young Matty just to make sure you read the brakes and read the play here, because you have made a change to the car. So some good advice there on the start line from the hombre, Johnny Beer.
This will be the last of the cars to leave the line in what is now 49 cars that have stayed in the running. Obviously, we have lost Dean Terry in what was a late sensation here at the Kalgoorlie Desert Race. The crowd now gathering by the Legends Bar, waiting anxiously to cheer the drivers on, and we've got a couple of the course cars coming in. I reckon one of them is going to look for the Terry car, and a couple of the recovery vehicles there too.
Well, Matt looks like he's having a bit of a go there, Ian.
Matt looked like he had a bit of a feel of them brakes going into the first corner. See, he touched the brake and then backed off, touched it again, had a bit of a feel, and then just got right on back on with the JOB.
I think he was satisfied with how that pedal felt there, Ian.
He definitely looked like that, so he's just got on, and let's see how quick we can make the Kingswood go.
Got some of the chopper shots now, thanks to the Circle H chopper, and of course our front row screens camera will be picking up some of the key runners as they go along. And now the cars are away on their final odyssey through the red dirt here in Kalgoorlie, and now the crowd gathering by the Legends Bar. Here we see a couple of the pro lights and the buggies as well, negotiating their way through the terrain. Watch out for those side-by-side turbos as well. They're going to make a late dash for it as well. Galea, Hicks, and we may have lost also Brett Smoothie as well.
So maybe the Smoothie geyser truck, piloted by Bo Robinson's dropped off the... They haven't produced the Manhattan for a little while. They haven't built their Manhattan up at all. There's a bit of a gap there. They've only got themselves a little townhouse, while the likes of Jason Clear and Jaden Brewer are building their transponder readings up quite nicely, so they're moving really well.
Perhaps it's only a transponder issue. And they are still out there pointing in the right direction, because that car definitely lit on out of here like it wanted to make a point of something.
Great shots of that Voodoo buggy here on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Small sports light, a little bit wobbly on the camera. Must hit some turbulence.
A little bit of turbulence from the chopper.
Phil Bolden's tuned in. Filthy Phil Bolden tuned into our live stream there.
Having a bit to say?
Well, he hasn't said anything yet, but I'm sure we can bait him into saying something.
Entice him into making a comment.
Adam Jones has just tuned in. Remember, if you're going to tune in, you may as well say something. Because
Exactly.
we'll read it out. So if you're following a particular car, give them your support.
And give us a thought on what you think it's happening here at the Kalgoorlie Desert Race. Cars making their way back.
I've got a message that Ken rolled near the big jump. This might be a message from yesterday, perhaps. Ken just rolled near the big jump, doesn't look damaged. They're missing their roof and just got going again. So was that Kenny Stiles that might have shown his undercarriage, bared his undercarriage to the sky. Nice passing here, the Voodoo catching the little Beam 1650 car. And it looks like the Beam car hasn't worked out. He is there, but now he does, and
Almost like he
gives him a nice bit of room. Darren Alexander could have probably bided his time there a bit better. I think sometimes if you push the issue, you get that rush of blood, you bring yourself undone, because if that front tyre had hit the rear tyre of that Beam car, it would have pitched that Voodoo buggy into the air like a slingshot here.
It would have done that, but it definitely looked like he got close enough to call out to him. So some great shots by the helicopters at this stage.
And Shane Axley's obviously tuned in, the Rickland Pro buggy, a umpire's lost an hour steering. Apparently that was on Facebook anyway. We don't have a lot of time for Facebook at the moment. We're too busy heckling the boundary umpire.
Exactly. He will come back with exactly what we need to